What are you a little embarrassed to love as much as you do?
What are we what?
My invasive thoughts one.
Your invasive thoughts one?
Yeah, the one.
Which was?
Go ahead.
My boyfriend.
Oh.
Current?
I love him to bits, but like he can never know.
Oh, what?
Because it'll give him too much power and we can't have that. No, I'm not embarrassed by it, but sometimes like I'm like, you know, it's a little embarrassing. Because like I'm a hopeless romantic, but I shove it deep, deep down. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I get that.
What about when he sees this?
he's
It's
not-
over.
He's
It's
gonna know.
over. It's
It's
over when he
over.
sees
Now
Now
he's
this.
you're
gonna
not
turn
gonna be
on.
embarrassed anymore.
He's not gonna see it.
He doesn't. No?
It's gonna be free for you. Not embarrassed. He's gonna know.
Yeah.
He can never know.
You are
Shut
on
it
multiple
down. Shut it
cameras.
down.
You are on multiple
Shut it
cameras
down.
saying this.
She forgot where she was for a minute.
Yeah.
No, he can watch it, but like you know, I'll deny everything.
Deny.
Like, that was the old me. Today,
Today's
I'm
like,
more
I-
bored.
and
Today's a new day.
We recorded this months ago. I changed my mind.
not in love any. I guess maybe a thing that I embarrassed is I know that I talked out loud and to myself a lot, and so I love it because sometimes I make myself laugh. I'm like making jokes just alone in my house, and so sometimes I talk to the birds. I refer to the birds sometime in the other episode, and earlier I was like, why are you yapping like that? What is happening outside? And I go and just like I love talking to myself out loud like that, and
Yeah.
I know I can be embarrassed by that because
Yeah.
it's not usual, but I love it and I make myself laugh. So I'm like sometimes just laughing.
I think
So,
you
yeah.
you even told us once that you like said good morning to your plants and like
Yes.
you're like
Yes.
having a conversation with your plants and I was like,
Yeah.
Leïla.
Yes, I kiss them. I'm like, you're so beautiful.
I bet they're
they're thriving.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's it.
They're like, oh, can I? Just
Imagine
if I-
she was like, they're all dead.
No.
They hated my love.
No, but
She
it really
smothered them.
works. If I can share, like a couple of weeks ago, I organized a brunch at my place, and one of my friends, Axel, went to one of Marie. Her name is Marie. She's a monster, and he went to her.
She's a what?
A monster.
A monstera.
A monstera.
Like
the
the
plant.
I heard
No, I
a
got it.
monster.
She's not a monster. Thank you.
Yeah, I got it. A monstera.
So
She's
your
my
friend is
translator.
Yeah, I translate.
And so he was at my house, and he saw Marie the plant, and he kissed her. And the day after, she made a new leaf. And I texted him,
Is
and I
that like
was
the
like,
equivalent of a plant nutting?
Yeah. And I texted him, I was like, it was thanks to you. She recognized your good energy, and she's blooming.
Wow.
Yeah. So it
Just-
works.
It works.
So kiss your plants and
Wow.
talk to them.
Just to clarify, because Jay looks a little confused.
Marie is a plant.
Marie is a
Yeah,
plant.
yeah, I
It's
was
not
like-
a good real person.
Marie is a
Oh, okay.
plant,
They have
She was
names.
a
and your
monster.
friend,
Oh no,
Axel.
monstera.
Axel,
Yeah.
kissed
She's a
Marie,
monstera
leaf.
plant.
Yeah.
Mary is a
Yes.
monstera
and she
plant.
grew a new
And
leaf.
she grew a new leaf the day after. So I was like, I took a picture
Oh
and
my
I
God.
sent him. I was like, it was thanks to you. You kissed her. You gave her the energy.
That was a real person, not
A real
another
person.
plant. Yeah, a real person kissed her plant. Yeah.
And then she sprouted.
So I have one plant that's dying. Can Axel come like French kiss it?
Yeah, French kiss. I was like, it had to be a French.
What about cactus?
Maybe it'll come back to
I
life.
can make you some bouture.
Cactus don't
No,
make
that's
anything. They don't want
good
anything from
energy.
That's not
you.
true. Cactuses make flowers.
No, they just
Yeah.
don't want anything. They
Yeah.
don't need water. They don't need anything. They're like, let me do my thing. You say, they're the distance one.
Yeah.
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 Those are the ones I
No
like.
French though.
I'm totally
You
a
don't want to
cactus.
Low
find them?
maintenance.
I'm a total
What?
cactus.
I would make
Really?
you some bouture.
Same
I will make you
thing.
some bouture.
Okay.
I'm like, let me love you from a distance. Thank you.
It sounds silly, but like I feel like I pretty much own everything I like. So like I don't know if I get embarrassed. Yeah.
Like for me, I get a little embarrassed by loving Taylor Swift, but even though I'm not like
Oh.
huge fan, but there's a little bit of like,
You're not?
of course you love Taylor Swift, you know, and
Um,
so I'm not like
I
out
get-
here yelling about it, but I'm like,
Okay.
I
She
love Taylor
was.
Swift.
She was.
I watched
She
I
was.
started
I
watching
know
Love
her.
Island. I could be a little embarrassed about that. I
Oh.
started watching Love Island.
Have you got? Okay, so I haven't watched it, but I saw that there's a place in Montreal that actually.
It does, yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
and I was
genius.
like, what?
They host viewing parties.
Yeah, they host.
Oh, really?
Do you want to go to one? Do you watch it?
And like you have to dress up, and like there's a dress code, and like,
Yeah, I saw one of my friend's boyfriends wore a necklace with like a little mic. It was genius. When I go on a date on Thursday, like I already have all the questions lined up because it's everything they've been asking. You know?
You're like, can I play you for a chat?
Yeah,
Like,
can I play
we're
you for a
sitting
chat?
at the table.
So
Like,
what's your type?
where do you want to go?
Honestly, if we're talking about
So maybe I'm
shows,
embarrassed about that. I lied. Yeah,
Okay.
I hate that this. Wait.
When it comes to shows, like I'm low-key embarrassed to love like Married at First Sight so much.
Oh, I've
I
never
love
seen
it
it.
so much.
It has taught me so much about
It teaches
relationships.
you. Yeah.
Like, but like you know, like you're actually like married from the get-go, and you have to make it work. You get to spot the F boys real quick and the F girls real quick. Like you watch and you're seeing behind the scenes and the friends and how they react, and you're like, I've come across that one before. It's like
That's why I think you learn a lot. You see like things
Yeah.
happen and you're like, oh,
Oh,
I've seen
totally.
that before in
Yeah.
real life. Yeah.
same personality.
Yeah,
different
you're like,
body.
wait, I know that one,
Yeah.
just in a different body.
That's
Yeah.
It's actually a good show because they have experts that
Yeah.
help the couple, so you're
Yeah.
learning as well, like
Yeah.
professional experts.
I always
That's
cringe when they get to like, have you consummated the marriage? And I'm like, oh god.
The
I'm so
sexologist
embarrassed
is
for
so,
them. I'm
so
like, oh
fun.
lord.
But I'm sure you also want to know.
I mean, I see if
Really?
they have chemistry or not, you know?
Okay.
Like, you could see who's gonna, you know.
Who's gonna do
But
that?
sometimes I make bets with myself, and I'm like, are they? Who's
Did
gonna go
bet?
first? And I'm just kind of like, and I lose most of the time.
Oh.
But I'm not a gambler. I'm really not good with odds.
Bon, do you have something?
No.
Catch you at the next question.
Because if I say something, it's probably going to be ridiculous.
Oh,
I
why?
think it's fine.
Off camera,
Yeah,
off camera. Cut the mics.
The one thing that like popped in my mind was like Excel sheets. And I'm like,
Oh,
you
no,
wanna
I
go
wish that's
organizing through
not, that's
that
not
with
embarrassing,
those-
that's hot.
How do you respond to change?
Like, I love change. I feel like you should constantly be changing and growing. And then when it's like uncomfortable change, I just like think of all the times where my life has changed for the better, and then like it can be stressful, but then when you remember all the times you've changed things and then like life has only gotten better.
What about like in a job setting? If someone's like imposing like a way of working that's like change, is that harder or easier?
I work for myself. Maybe that's why.
Because you're avoiding change.
Yeah, because I'm avoiding
You're in
change.
control.
But I mean, I am currently trying to change the way I work.
What do you do for work?
I do marketing, PR, and social media.
Okay, nice.
But I am trying to like change the way I work with myself, like actually like setting hours. Like I want my, even though I work for myself, I want to work 9 to 5. Like I want to stop working until midnight.
I like more structure.
Yeah, just applying more structure. So I think, I mean, I'm imposing it on myself, and like sometimes I go against it. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. If someone else was telling me what to do, I think it would be different. But I think because I chose to do this, it's what I want. It's what I know I want.
What about you, Leïla?
About change?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I love change. I used to not love that because I like to be in control as well. You know, it's comfort. It's like, oh, I know what's going to happen. But these last few years, I think I learned to embrace it. And as soon as I fear something, I'm like, okay, it's the right direction.
Yeah.
Like, I have some reticence. I don't know how to say that in is it the right word?
Like
Reticence.
resistance?
Yeah, resistance.
Yeah.
Like the combo resistance plus excitement is like, okay, I'm going there. Like it's uncomfortable, but I need to do that, and it makes life fun. I feel like change really does make like life fun. I love it, but I'm always like, why am I doing that? I talk to myself and I'm like, why I keep doing that? Why I keep wanting to change or trying new thing or challenging myself? And after that I'm like, oh, this was so exciting. Let's do it again. And it was the perfect thing for this project. I was as well. I was like, oh, I applied. I was like, yeah, okay, that's so nice. And when you answered to me, I was like, why did I do that? Now it's real. Now I have to do an it happened, I was like, oh, this was so nice, the conversation, let's do it. I said that to my friends. And then when you said, yes, go ahead, I was like, oh my god, no, why?
You know what I'm picturing? You know the Spider-Man meme where everyone's pointing at each other, like they're all pointing at each other? I'm like, I feel like that's you in your room. You know? Like, no, it was you! Like, who made you do that?
Good reference.
Yes. But it makes things so fun, you know, and exciting. So
Yeah.
You're fun.
You're fun!
You guys are fun too.
I guess to go against both of you,
Yeah.
I think I have like a harder relationship with change, and it's almost like it's mostly when it's like outside forces trying to impose
I can relate to that.
change.
Yeah.
My immediate sort of gut reaction is like, ugh, no. Ugh, no. And then it's like negotiating with that inner voice to be like, it could be good, like you don't know what's gonna come from this, like, but it's a lot of like negotiation to get me to the change or to embrace the change. I'm quite open to ideas, but when it comes to like a routine or behavior or pattern, I find it very hard. Like if it's not me driven, if it's not like my idea or my concept, it's I'm a lot more resistant to it, but I'm trying to work on that.
I can relate to that. I can relate to that a lot. I think like when I was younger, just kind of like what you said, when there's like an authority that comes in and tells you like how you have to do it, my like inside voice is like, rebel, you know? And then I have to like keep it together. But now I think, you know, with time, I've just kind of learned to kind of just like listen to what's coming my way. And then I've also learned to be like, let me sit on that, like, and actually command the space to pause and for me to like take it away. And that discomfort that you're speaking of, like whenever I feel it but it doesn't go away and I'm trying, then I take it as a hint of like divine timing for me to look at what my next step is. It's kind of like, okay, well, this was good until now, and now where do I go from here? It's almost like a little, that change was there to force you to keep going because you were maybe too comfortable where you were, and it's time for the next step. So
Leïla, I'm
wink,
curious.
wink.
I'm curious how that resonates with you, because it sounded like you were saying like, if there's fear,
Yes.
I usually want to run towards it.
Mm-hmm.
But do you have those points of like inflection where you're like, or are you just like always gonna run through it? Or how do you decide whether you're gonna run or question it a little bit more?
That's a good question. Sometimes it's random, like spinning the wheel. But no, I do have a resistance, like you're mentioning also. Like I do have fear. That's a good question. I guess I just feel like I'm very in this growing era, and I know that for sure that is what is good for me, and I want to keep challenging myself because I know, and you guys are all right, like the brain doesn't like what's new, uncertainty. He really loves what is comfortable. From experience, every time, a bit like what you said, every time I embraced change, it always made me grow and made me a better person. And every time I didn't want it to. And sometimes it was from me, like I created the change or I accepted it. Sometimes it was forced on me and I had no choice. But I tried to go back and see, okay, what can explain why I should accept this change. I see in the past that it always suited me. It was always meant to be, always making me a better person, so I should do it. So that's why every time there is a change, I'm like, okay, go for it. Or at least try to embrace it. And then if I'm like, oh, it's too much out of my comfort zone, okay, I'm gonna delay it. So a bit like you just sit in the moment and, but again, it depends on the context. If I'm being fired, I'm like, okay, I don't have a choice, you know, to change. But I see
you
as
sit in HR, you're like,
You're like, actually, let me think. Let me think about
let me
it.
think
You're
about
like-
it. I do not agree. Sorry. But I tried. But
Actually, I'll still be here tomorrow.
I'm gonna sit there with you guys. But with every change that is being forced on us, I think there is always something positive to learn
for
or
sure.
make it. So even if, let's say, if tomorrow I'm getting fired, I hope not. Okay. But it's going to be a good opportunity. I'm gonna have some money because they are going to fire me, and so I'm gonna have time to think. Oh, do I want to do something else? Do I want to work on my project? So,
Jade, I want to hear from you.
Yeah, I've always loved change when it's coming from me. I if someone, I went to therapy and like I've been working on that, but when it's someone who's in power and tries to tell me what to do or tries to change things that I think might be, like, I think it's better one way rather than their way, I will not like listen, or I will be like, I've gotten into trouble, and Nick probably knows this teacher, but back in our high school, like, I had letters sent home where I had to apologize because I was testing boundaries and kind of like saying, well, you're not competent enough to tell me what to do, that kind of stuff, you know? And I think that I've worked on that.
I'm like, I would have been that girl cheering her on.
No, but I mean, there's like, I think that's why I'm a teacher. You know, like, if you can't do it properly, let me do it, you know?
Yeah.
There are better ways to do it than
Have you
what
ever
I've
went
seen.
back to visit that teacher?
Oh my, I've actually worked with a lot of those teachers.
Wow.
Yeah, for a whole year. Because I had to.
Circle.
Oh yeah, and it was interesting because the teachers that I used to admire, that like drove me to become a teacher, or now like they do not align with my values as a teacher at all. Like, their methods are really outdated.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's what, like, those are the teachers that you admired, right?
Yeah.
So
in the
yeah,
past.
maybe that's what you needed at the time, but things change, right? So
Yeah.
it's actually
Interesting.
I feel like this whole answer comes back to like the natural human need to control.
Yeah.
To control the situation,
Yeah.
yeah. Because it's
I-
like, it's just like our immediate desire to like be able to control, so we don't have to.
Yeah. 100%. And
And
it's
then
like
take
if
a-
it comes from you, it's like yay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
But
I'm
if it
doing
comes
this,
from
I'm
someone
doing this.
else, it's
Yeah.
like that. I think it's human nature, resistance to change.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if you're, but we're creatures of habit most of the time. As much as we like to have our freedom and be like going with the flow, I think that's a habit as well.
Yeah.
And anyone that's gonna come in and try to tell you how to do you is always gonna be,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
But it's even interesting, like, around, like, freedom or structure. Like, when we have too much freedom, we want structure. We
Yeah.
have too much structure, we want freedom. Like, we're always
Definitely.
craving
Yeah.
the ebb and flow of that. And
So maybe
finding
we're
the
always
balance.
craving change then. In
Yeah.
that regard, we are always craving change.
I think it's like a survival thing too, right?
Mhm.
Like for me right now, I'm going through change in working out. Like, I know you wake up early, like I wake up early too, but it's one thing to wake up early and have my coffee, and it's another to wake up early and like go do my workout, you know? And it's like, there's days where I do it, there's days where I don't, but I'm like needing that kick in the behind to like actually get it done. And then I'll see her working out and I'll be like, okay. And then I see Marianne and I'm like, all right, girls, y'all are motivating me. And I'm like still having my coffee, you know?
Accountability buddy.
Yes,
There you go.
exactly. So MJ and I are trying to like
Yeah.
be accountability buddies. And, yeah.
Is there something you're avoiding right now?
Excel sheets. I'm not even kidding. I am not an organized person, and I feel like I'm like slowly getting better at being organized, but I am delaying all the things that I know I need to organize. Like putting in my monthly like revenue versus spending, and all the things I'm supposed to do for my business. I definitely am delaying that.
One thing that can help with that is associating something you don't like with something that you like. So let's say
Like
if you
doing
want,
it somewhere cool.
yeah, for example,
Yeah.
or taking your perfect coffee or your perfect drink, and you're making it a good ritual that you associated with that. So it makes you excited to do that because you're like, oh, I'm gonna crave my coffee and I'm gonna do that.
I should
at
go
the
do
same
my
time.
taxes in the park.
Yeah.
That would be so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, that's a
I'll
great
join.
idea.
Maybe with a
Okay,
friend. Maybe with a friend that you love,
Party.
or you know.
Like a tax party.
Yeah,
At
tax.
Jean-Michael,
It can.
led by Jade.
Tax party.
I'm sure a lot of people
Excel
will
party.
come.
Everyone,
Where we
Excel
all
open.
excel in the park.
Where we excel.
I wanted to add to what you said because it sounds like I can't remember the different types, but there's different types of procrastination that stem from different reasons, and you know.
Mine is the fear of finding out how much money I've spent in the last year. I know it stems from fear. Like 100%. Like I started it and I was like, girl, what have you done?
But you have to be compassionate with yourself.
Yeah.
It's
I've
done.
been too
It's in the
compassionate.
past.
Like I've been
It's
way
done.
too nice.
You cannot do anything. Like just accept.
Yeah. It's just like sometimes I think I actually need to be meaner to myself. Like, girl, get it.
Lena's like, I've
It's
been
just
really,
like-
I've been really kind
I've
to
been
myself.
way too nice to myself. Yeah, like I've been way too nice. Like, girl, don't worry.
Time to
Do it tomorrow.
Oh,
I'm taking it for money. So.
What food do you turn to for comfort?
Ramen.
Ramen?
I have a ramen tattoo, by the way, and it's one of my favorite tattoos on my ankle.
Where?
Right
Can we
here.
get a slow zoom?
Can we do-
We'll just use this one.
Yeah, slow
Oh,
zoom.
jeez.
Get real up
No, I
close.
gotta-
Where is it?
Here you go.
Okay, just slow zoom in.
Yeah, slow.
Hold it. I think.
Hold it. Keep holding it. Don't move. Do it. Get it.
Okay, we're good.
How do you make your ramen? Is there any
I
particular
don't
way?
make it, I just go buy it. Cause
Okay, so
That's
nothing is-
comforting.
Yeah. I treat myself. I also have another tattoo that says treat myself. Treat yourself.
I
And
love
so-
that.
You
Can
know?
we see it?
Treat yourself.
okay, so food. Comfort.
I'm gonna consider myself extremely blessed when it comes to that because I've never eaten my emotions. I've never done that.
Alright, Alanna, what's your food?
Potatoes. All forms. Yeah. I just love potatoes.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that's it. That's my final answer. Potatoes.
I
Do
hate
you have
potatoes.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have Irish in you? Because I do it for my ancestors. Yeah. Good. Yeah, you gotta do it for your people. You know, the ones who couldn't.
What about mashed
You said
potatoes?
poutine.
Oh,
I
sweet
should've-
like,
potatoes. Sweet
or hot
potatoes.
potato with like cheese.
I love like
No,
breakfast
what
potatoes. Oh.
Oh yeah, okay. Hash brown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no,
I like
I cut
those.
them into cubes. and-
Oh yeah.
Oh.
What
Think
about
about them.
potatoes that
Okay,
become
that one
vodka?
for- What? Vodka?
Vodka
Oh,
in
God, no.
potatoes?
Vodka is made
Oh,
from
no.
potatoes.
Vodka
Yeah,
is
but-
made from. This is where we.
Yeah, this is right.
Vodka's made from potatoes?
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
100%.
I didn't know that.
Oh.
But I'm happy that you
Ferment.
didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that.
100%.
I'm not a vodka person, so.
Alright, Leïla, what's your food? Comfort.
Sushi. I like it a lot. Or quiche. I don't know if you know quiche, like it's a kind of
Maybe.
tart that you can do.
Not Leïla explaining quiche to us.
No, I don't know, but obviously here
Don't
you have
mansplain
tart.
quiche.
But
Sorry, sorry.
Your lesbians kicking in.
different-
This is the
I'm
closest.
mansplaining.
The
I'm
closest-
so used to mansplaining, so it got to me. I'm sorry.
This is the closest to mansplaining.
Is there a word for it in the community?
For
Quiche?
what?
In the
No.
community.
Well, in the quiche community, we are so.
Yeah, in the quiche.
Explaining
Oh,
the
it's
other
a
way
niche
around.
quiche community.
But is the quiche you're talking about, is it a Quebecois quiche or is
No,
it
it's a
the
French
French
quiche. That's
quiche?
why I
'Cause
was
that's a
trying
big
to explain,
difference.
because
Oh,
there
what's
is
the
a
difference?
difference.
What's the difference?
Well,
This is a good question. I know
I think I
mostly
know
the
what the-
French one. It's like
Yeah.
I think it's lighter. Like you can
Yes.
do Provençal. It's really like vegetable based, and the pastry is really thin usually. But here
Thick.
here it's more thick. It's more heavy. It's to go through the winter. In France, it's more like oh, you can eat that in the summer and things like that. It can be very light and sweet. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just gonna say ice cream. I'm just like, I do eat my
Oh.
emotions. I don't drink a lot. Drugs was never my thing. Food is my kryptonite.
Yeah.
And so
Pretty
it,
good kryptonite.
it brings me
Yeah.
so much comfort. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of the greater challenges of my life is to like navigate that, not have a little bit more boundary or like self-control around that.
Like, so let me ask you this, because a lot of the people that I know around me that do eat their emotions, it's kind of like when you're drinking, right? You're gonna drink, you're gonna have a good time, you're gonna feel good, it's gonna soothe you for a little bit, and then the next day you're like, why did I do that to myself?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have those moments?
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
that's where the boundaries come in.
Mhm.
Got it.
My household growing up was always a struggle around food.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from my mom, she grew up with like some really intense challenges with her own weight, and had to be like flown to the hospital for like bulimia, anorexia,
Wow.
and so that like really careful monitoring of like food was always like top of mind all the time, and so I picked up on those habits of like binging, purging, and experienced that like in high school, and then luckily like I got out of that, but it really stays with you, like it's
Yeah.
those behaviors or those thoughts or that comfort that you get. I'm lucky that I found spin in a way, because it's allowed me to just have like a consistency around managing, balancing out. But yeah, I think nutrition is always something that so if we have any nutrition people in the cast, I'm all ears.
No, I actually follow a nutritionist finally after like 3 years, and she's been helping me a lot. So
Yeah.
I know portions. I know what like I should get like as alternatives and stuff like that, and it has helped a lot. And I know what's good for my body.
Yeah.
And it's just that's
Okay, let's chat.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's chat. Yeah.
yeah.
Thank
I
you
even
for
got diagrams and everything. I could send them over.
Excel sheet.
Excel
sheet.
Fantastic.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's something that's sort of like dormant, and like I'm like growing out of very slowly, but it still like sits in the back of your mind, just like it's one of those things that I don't feel I have control over, unfortunately, and I just like to get a little more structure, a little more control, because I've almost, now that because I teach spin, I'm like, oh well, I use this so I can eat whatever I want whenever I want.
Yeah.
I also find that so dangerous. I've had that
Yes.
thought before of like eating whatever I want because like, oh, I'm gonna work out, or like or working out because I ate that stuff, and I feel like they need to be two separate things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because it's very dangerous to combine them, because then it's like instead of just working out for fun, you're working out because like you think you did something bad, so it's like a consequence. And I find that a very dangerous thought.
Yeah.
Like, but I get it. I've thought it before too.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever like fasted?
No.
I think maybe that's why I have what I have in my relationship with food, and we should talk more about this, because we could have a whole episode on it if you want. But I think it's a good topic, and I think it's something that a lot of people deal with, and I think there's a disconnect with our bodies a lot of the time, and I think this is where there's a huge disconnect, and if more people start like really paying attention to how their body works, it might be easier to make that connection with food, and food is supposed to be fun, right? Like when a lot of people don't want to make it, but it's actually like fun, so it should be good too.
Yeah, I've heard people talk about fasting as a way of like introducing the idea of control, or like showing yourself that you have the ability to control, and you're not at the.
It's a reset for your
what
body.
am I trying to say?
You're
You're not at the.
You're
Like
not
the
at
food doesn't
mercy.
have the control
Yeah.
over
You
you.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, you have, and at the first 2 days, I would say is the hardest. The first 2 to 3 days,
Yeah.
and then you're like a champ.
Yeah.
Like your focus gets better. You have more energy. Ironically, it's because you're getting rid of everything. It's like really a full-on reset for your body. So
Okay, we'll chat.
yeah.
If you had to choose one song to wake up to every day for the rest of your life, what would it be?
My ex-boyfriend made an alarm, an alarm soundtrack that I freaking love, and because he was a musician, and I would put that.
So it's like his voice?
Yeah. And
Oh, wow.
It gets.
So you choose your ex-boyfriend's voice to listen to every morning?
Well, yeah, thinking about that. Never mind. Maybe not, but maybe I'll do a new version of that one. It's pretty cool.
Record yourself on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
song.
I'm trying to hack this question because I can't
I
seem
don't
to
know.
find one.
Yeah, I don't know.
What comes to mind for me is that opening song from The Devil Wears Prada, one of my favorite movies.
What's the song?
Suddenly I see. This is my movie. Suddenly I see.
Yeah.
It's like a montage of like all these beautiful
Yeah,
women
yeah.
getting ready and like eating almonds.
You just made me change mine.
Oh.
But in the best way. A Pocket Full of Sunshine by Natasha Bedingfield.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that would be so good to be
Yes.
go to
That's
every
a good
day.
song. That's a good song.
It's a very good song.
For that one, I think of Easy A in the shower.
Yeah.
I got a bucket. I got a bucket. I got a bucket. It's all mine.
And mine.
She's like in the shower. It's like falling apart. Like the iconic.
For me, I thought about it. I don't know if you watch the TV show Sense8.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's my favorite show.
I love that show.
It's
as
so
well.
well
They all
made.
connect
So well
together.
made.
Anyway, and at some point they made a remix of I Feel Good from Nina Simone, and I feel good.
Ooh.
And I love this remix, so it will be this one.
Was that in the sex scene?
The one sex.
Was that the orgy
Yeah.
scene?
I
Oh.
don't.
She was
I
replaying
think
it.
so. I just pictured the moment when
Because
they
I
made this
just
song.
you singing that, I just pictured like
Yeah.
all the bodies like.
Yeah. It could. Yeah, I like to wake up.
Thinking about orgies, you know.
No, but I think like it's a bit like being high, you know. You're like, you hear this
Yeah.
song and you're like, it's, you know, it has this slow vibe and you're like, okay, I'm ready to enjoy the day.
I love it.
I forgot it was a sex scene.
I think it is. Share your most rebellious experience.
I could go.
Don't be shy.
Jade, I'm gonna challenge you to maybe pick the second thought that comes to your mind.
Rebellious. If I choose rebellious, I do have a story
Okay.
when I was really young.
Let's
Yeah.
go for it.
So I had a secret boyfriend when I was really young. I was like 12, 13, and I was just like, I don't know, like having fun. And I biked an hour and a half to go see him because I lived in a really small town, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go see him. So I biked an hour and a half. I'm biking, and then there's this car that pulls up. I'm like, who's that? I look over. My dad is in the car, and he just like looks at me and he's like, where are you going? I'm like, oh, I'm going to see some friends. He's like, yeah, okay. And then he's like, have fun. And then he knew. He just followed me until I was at my boyfriend's house, and then he told my mom, and then my mom came and got me. He didn't want to like be in the way, like, because my mom was always the type of
The authority.
the authority one, and my dad was more like, I see you, I know you're sneaking around, but I'm just gonna keep it down low. And he knew that I was like, I don't know how to say it. Anyways,
Doing
the
nasty?
Sexually
No,
active?
Yeah. He was just like,
I
he's
like your way of
she's
saying
being a
doing the
teenager, she'll learn her lesson. You know, that's how
Yeah.
he saw it, and I
That's
did
so
learn
funny.
my goddamn lesson. Yeah. My mom pulled up, and we were outside on the balcony, and she was like, you come here. She never yells, and she was like, you come out of this stink hole. La, la, la. And then I was like, okay, Mom.
Not stink hole.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
yeah, no,
gonna
it was
Poor
it was,
boyfriend.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
poor boyfriend, but probably 15 or something.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
you
nothing
were
too
young.
crazy.
No,
Yeah.
he wasn't too old, but
Okay.
still, yeah. So that was a pretty rebellious time.
How old were you?
12, 13, that was my
Oh,
rebellious
okay, I thought
time.
it
Yeah,
was the
my
same,
rebel
like a-
time, yeah. So, no, I started young and then I matured. I was just like 15. I'm wise now.
You might have
Spend
not
some time with
liked
your
it, but
boyfriend.
that was good parenting.
Oh
Really?
yeah. Like I had parties, and my household was very like no alcohol, nothing, like no smoking, no alcohol, really, really strict. But it was my mom who enforced those rules. And then one time I went to a party in Quebec City, and I was like, oh my gosh, my first big party. I was like 16, and my dad was like, I'm gonna drive you. So he drives me, and we stop at a dépanneur. What is the dépanneur?
The
Maybe.
corner store.
Corner store.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'll get you a 6-pack because I know that if I don't get you beer, you're gonna drink from other people. And so he was smart in a way. He knew what I was gonna do, and he was like, I'm gonna let you have fun, but be safe. But my mom would be like, you're not drinking. But then of course I'm like, you telling me what to do, I'm gonna do the opposite.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, when a parent gives it to you, it kind of takes the magic away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost find like when you impose like very strict like restrictions on those kinds of things, it just makes kids want to do it even more.
100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting though to be a parent and being in that situation yourself and seeing how you would navigate it. Yeah. But I think I wouldn't be so intense about it. Everything in moderation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, my parents were both really chill, like, in the sense of, like, I had rules, but because they never made anything seem so bad, like, I've always been very honest with my parents. Like, my dad was the type of, like, you know, don't drink, but, like, if you need me to pick you up, call me. And I remember once being, like, 16, calling him at, like, 5 a.m., and he drove, like, 4 of my friends home. And it's, like, that kind of thing, it's, like, at least I knew I could call him. But but then versus, like, some of my friends who had, like, super strict parents, they were going out getting, like, way drunker than I was and stuff, and then, like, they had to hide, and, like, it just made it so much worse, versus, like, I could go home and, like, my poor mom of, like, I came home in some states when I was younger. I thought about this today. I once came home and, like, was convinced, I laid in the shower, and it freaked my mom out because I was wasted in the shower, and I was, like, 18, like, 17, 18, and I was screaming, like, I'm gonna die here, and I'm like, oh my god, what I put my mother through, yeah, I was like, my poor mom, she had to, like, because I locked the bathroom door, she had to, like, break it in, she was like, what's going on, and I'm just, like, in the shower, yeah, poor mom. So it really, I do think it helps to, like, not impose super strict rules.
Most rebellious thing I did growing up was like when I had my beginner's license, but I would take my mom's car out like when she was sleeping just to go to the drive-thru.
Crazy.
Wow.
McFlurry.
Did you ever
Wild.
like broke something or
Did I what?
broke something with the car? Or?
Never.
Never.
Oh, wow.
But had I been stopped by the police, like fully would have been like
Yeah, you would
lost
have
my
been in
license.
trouble.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank God you only went to the drive-thru.
Yeah, we'd pick up my friend and we'd just like go to McDonald's, listen to music.
So ridiculous.
So
That's hilarious.
I love it.
Anyone else have anything?
I was very strategic in my rebellion, where I learned the routine that my parents had when it came to grocery shopping. And they did more than one grocery store. And I had it down. I'm very good with time management. That's why when I'm late, I'm not happy. But I knew the routine by heart. So when we got a little bit older and we were allowed to be home by ourselves, as soon as I couldn't see them anymore, I'd be like, okay, stopwatch, like, let's go. And I would be like, I have this amount of time. And I would calculate from this place to this place how much time I had to bike and how much time like, I was a pro. And yeah.
Where'd you go?
I would go to my friends, or I would just go venture and get to know the neighborhood and, like, go wild. Like, I wasn't allowed to go off
You're like,
the
I just wanted
property.
to get to the furthest point.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then
Turn around.
and then
Yeah,
See how
pretty
much time
much.
it
Yeah,
takes.
that was my
Comme le
rebellion.
marathon.
Yeah.
What is a quality of the person to your left that you wish you embodied more?
There are several, but I will say from what I know about you, of course, your honesty with yourself and your accountability with yourself. You seem to have learned a lot, and you seem to be very transparent, like you shared a little bit before, and it's very brave, I feel, and very courageous. So I admire that a lot in you. Thank you. Thank you.
for you. I feel like you are like the embodiment of creativity. Like the way you speak, the way you like present yourself, the way you look. So I'm like, I feel like you really tap into like so many forms of creativity. And I would love to like tap into that more.
That's such a huge compliment. Thank you. I love it. I take it. I multiply it.
You
and I
take it.
It's always nice. I love these ones.
Yeah.
It's like you don't necessarily see yourself that way, and you're like, oh my god. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I've had the opportunity to spend some time with Jade over the last couple of days, and
Excel sheets.
There was a moment where we were Excel sheeting.
yeah, and I was
Yes.
like, I'm so helpless. Like, I feel like completely useless. No, she has this like unlimited energy. I know she doesn't, but it comes through as if she did. I don't know where she pulls it from, but she shows up and she delivers and she carries through, and I really, really admire that, because it takes a lot to keep doing that over and over and over. And especially when you're going through some things and you still show up, to me that's like chef's kiss. Like, keep it up. I wish I had that. Yeah, because when I'm not in it, it's like, cut the cameras, we're done. Like, we're good. Yeah, so I wish I had that.
So much.
You're welcome, babe.
I really, when I met you at the shoot, and I really enjoyed the fact that you can hype people up so easily, and like you're such a hype queen, if I could say that, like, and I admire that so much, that you're such a ball of energy, that like a ball of happiness and a ball of like, which I appreciate so much. I'm like, wow, okay, she's so like lovable, and she's so open, and you're just, yeah, I love it. Yeah, that's what I saw.
I appreciate it. Sometimes I feel like I'm too much.
No,
so
never,
thank you so
no,
much.
don't ever
No.
dim your,
Yeah,
no,
don't ever dim your lights.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Jinxed.
No, it's
And you
very
know
good.
what?
I appreciate it.
Somebody told me, like, whenever somebody tells you that you're too much,
Mm,
you know what to respond to them?
So go
Too
find
good.
too
less.
little.
Go get less.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
find
that's-
less.
Go find
Oh,
less.
that's a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go find less then. Bye.
exactly.
What is an ick for you in friendship?
Can I go first?
Yeah, absolutely. You have the mic.
Oh, I
We
hate
felt-
We all felt that.
Yeah.
Like you got
Go
I'm
ahead,
really
go
curious
ahead.
now.
Jade stood
because
up.
I've lost so many. Oh, yeah, I just right here.
Do you want to speak
Am
direct
I-
to camera?
Yeah, I'm like, break
you.
it, break the wall.
Break the rule.
I really hate, like, this gives me the ick every time, and I say it every time I meet someone that I know is going to be my friend, and I'm like, I really hate people who cannot tell me what I did wrong in a friendship. Like, if I've hurt you in the past, if something I've said in the past that might have hurt you, tell me. Like, tell me in the moment that hurt you, because we're friends. Like, I'm not gonna be like, like, I would take, I'm gonna take it. And people who know me, like, I take criticism very well, and like, I'm like, tell me as it is, like it is.
Yeah.
And so I've lost a lot of friends because of that they were like, oh, you did this 2 years ago, and I'm like, what? Why didn't you tell me then? I could have solved it. I could have done something.
Mhm.
And like, I do say things pretty like direct, and it can come across like maybe blunt or very like harsh. But when I say these things to my friends, it's more like I'm saying it out of love
Yeah.
and not out of
Mhm.
like judgment, and like because I love them, you know. And so that kind of that gives me the ick when people are not honest with me, and they just don't tell me what's up. I'm like, just tell me.
I can tell that there's like examples or history there that maybe brought you sadness or pain because you lost those friendships that you cared about, and you're like, if I had only known, we could have resolved it, we could have moved forward. And I just want to say, like, I hope you don't like carry that weight. And I think it's just a matter of showing up as the kind of friend that you want. So when you're in a friendship and you're cultivating new friendships, it's like all you can really do is be yourself and be as open as you would want your friends to be. And bring things to their attention when, you know, they make you feel a certain way. And it's really on them if they can't handle that or they don't know what to do with that, you know?
Yeah.
But I think it is I think a lot more common than you might even think.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even, I'm sure everyone here has
I've been
experienced
guilty of
some
doing
form of
that.
that, you know, where it's like, we just all have our different ways of navigating situations, or even having like a different level of like effort that we want to bring to a certain friendship. And so it's always like we're dancing with these friendships and testing, but we can just be ourselves, you know. And even just be as transparent at being like, I actually really care about you and I want to nurture this relationship. Do you feel the same, or are you feeling a different kind of way? Because that is facts that you can work with to like decide what you do next, you know?
You know, because the friends that I have now are amazing, and it's just because we're so honest with each other and
There you go.
we respect our boundaries, and like I love my friends now, and I'm just like, wow, like if I had the other friends, I don't think I would have
Gotten these friends.
Yeah, I gotten these nice friends now.
And the trash takes itself out.
I'm
just
Good thing.
I mean, that's harsh, but like, you know what I mean.
What memory do you return to when you need proof that you're loved?
Oh, that's such a nice question.
I like that one.
Oh my god, that's
When I left home. Sorry, I totally jumped in on that one.
why? Why is it sorry?
No, because I was looking at the ceiling thinking, and I just kind of came back. It was like 2 days before my last semester of college. It was winter. There have been a lot of things that were happening that night, and I was frustrated, and I came back home, and I started getting garbage bags and putting every single thing in my room into garbage bags. Like, I was on my way out. Like, that night it was decided, there was no stopping me. And I was trying to call my friends, and my mom was trying to take the phone away from me because it was the landline from that era. And I called my best friend, which is now known under the name Sasha, and she was in a party all the way in Laval, and I was in Vaudreuil. And so all I did is call her, and I was like, today's the day, like, I'm leaving today. She's like, oh shit, okay, I'll be there soon. And so she just got in a cab, came to pick me up, confronted my family, like calling her every name in the book. Like, they didn't really understand what was going on, and I just had to leave. Like, I'm out. And she helped me take all the garbage bags and put them in the taxi trunk. It was like when I look back, it's such a like dramatic scene from like a movie.
Early 2000s movie.
Yeah, and like I'll never forget it, because in the snow I was like, I'll never forget you, like, so dramatic.
Where was the camera?
You wrote that with your finger?
I wrote, in the snow right in front of the door, so that when they would leave in the morning, they would know that, like, I'm not doing this to hurt you, I'm doing this for me, like, I have to do this. And that night we went, it was very dramatic. And then I went, I had nowhere to go. I had like 20 cents in my account and like all these garbage bags. Like, where am I going? And so she tried to bring me to her house, and her mom, was dealing with some stuff, and she was like, I'm not having her under my roof. Like, what if she was, some situation there. So I was like, fuck, sorry for swearing, but like, where do I go from here? And then I was like, oh, I have the key to my other friend's apartment, and it was like literally like a little studio in a city close to where I went to college. So small. And it turned out that I knew she was at a party that night. Everybody was at a party except me, clearly. And I walked in and I was like, okay, well, I have the keys. I'm just gonna, explain this when she gets back. Wrote her a note, didn't sleep all night. And like, when I felt so bad. When she walked into her apartment, it was like literally garbage bags everywhere. She was like, what the F is going on? And so, that was like the craziest thing I did. But yeah, that was like, what was the question again? What was the context?
The moment you go back to remind yourself that you were loved.
So when that happened, I was trying to escape the situation I felt that I was in. And like growing up in the family that I grew up in, it's very like nucleus family, and like there's nobody else because we're the only ones here, and the rest of our family is elsewhere. So we were just the four of us and like family friends. I never really had like other family here to like really be close to. Like I didn't grow up with my uncles, my cousins, my aunts, like all of that wasn't. I wish I would have had that. And when my friend showed up in a taxi, spent all this money just to get me out because they understood the importance. And then my friend, like, even though she was at a party, like, she still took me in. Like, that was a type of love that I didn't know existed. And that's when I started realizing, like, yes, you're born into a family, but you also have your chosen family. And, like, it was a very difficult concept for me to, like, understand because I felt like I couldn't trust my actual family. So how am I supposed to trust like these strangers? Because I've been taught not to. So it was like this whole psychological like conflict of like I couldn't trust anybody, and I had to learn. Like, so that's when I think of like everybody that's shown up for me since that day. There's no denying it. Like every single one of us is loved. Yeah. We just have to remember, Yeah.
Can you give a shout out to those two friends?
Yeah, Sasha and Celeste. Y'all are the best. They're my forever friends, and they know it. Yeah.
I love it. Everyone on this side of the couch.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's not necessarily a moment in itself, and I agree with you. It's kind of difficult, well, at least for me, but I think for you too, from what you said, to remind yourself that you are loved. I think it's something really difficult for me. It's part of my affirmation in the bath, after work. I'm like, yes, I am loved. I am loved. I am loving, and I am loved, etc. But I would say it's not like a moment in itself, but just reminding me from the people that are loving me, and I am loving today, so my friends as well. Because a little bit like you, I had to understand pretty quickly when I was young that family is not necessarily what you are born with, but what you choose. And so I left home at 16, and I really chose other people as my family. And so today it's really realizing that the people that surround me are loving me. And I just remember my birthday, or already what I told you about Anna and how she touched my hand, for all those moments. They were here for me without me asking for it or anything like that. It's just like really welcoming in my heart and very loving. So I don't know if it makes sense, but it's not. It's really the person's rather than a specific moment.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have like a specific moment, but I think of like every time I've cried. I don't cry a lot. Like I have like a physically hard time crying, and so when I do, it's like really bad. But I think of like every phone call that was answered while I was crying, because I won't cry in front of people typically. So like like me crying, and then like all the phone calls that were answered, and like how much better I felt after. Or even just like once I remember it was like 3 a.m. and I called my mom like bawling my eyes out, and I live like an hour from her, and she showed up at like 4 a.m. Like that's love. And like remembering even like too like my dad, like, say, like, that moment, like, even back in the day when, like, I called him at whatever age, at whatever time, and, like, he still came to get me. Like, it's, like, people showing up when you, like, finally get to the breaking point where you're like, oh, I need someone, and then the people show up. Like, that really feels like love. You're like, I was able to ask for help, and I got it.
Mhm.
That's just, like, the perfect feeling of love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I really connect to that. I think I was trying to like push myself to think of a more like loving moment that was a little more pleasant, but it was like I do think to my darkest moments of just being like on the ground, like completely depleted, and in hindsight I think in many ways like just those moments were a cry for help for me personally, and like to test almost to see who would show up if when you feel like maybe no one cares.
Yeah.
And to see who did show up, like those moments are like burned in my memory as like a moment of like real friendship, of chosen family, and for me specifically of like those I have a couple female friends that really showed up for me that continue to be a part of my life today. And I remember being in therapy recently and like just asking my therapist, you know, I was like, you know, I've always struggled with this friendship thing, and I've always wanted to build these really deep and meaningful connections. And when I think about the friends in my adulthood, it's interesting. It's an interesting mind game where I'm like, I value these two girls that were there for me in this intense moment, but then I also can feel sometimes like, are they bound to me because they feel a certain way after that experience of having to be there for me? And now it's like, are they checking in to make sure I'm good? Like, do they feel this sort of like lifelong responsibility or obligation? But you know, she quickly talked me off that ledge and was like, well, what do you talk about? And I'm like, oh, we just talk about like life.
Yeah.
You know, it's not all dark and like heavy things, you know. And so but those are the kinds of things that I think about. I'm like, two things can be true ultimately. Like, we did share this very bonding moment of this intense thing that happened to me personally that brought us together and showed where they were able to, you know, be a great friend in those moments, and they're still choosing to be in my life because they value me and love me for me.
You're more than
Before and
just
after that
moment.
moment.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think it's just like, you know, the way you said like cry for help, but it's the people who don't make a cry for help feel like a cry for help. Yeah. It's just, it's really like, we are all gonna have those cry for helps, I think, sometimes, and it's just, you want the people who don't make it feel like one. Yeah, who just show up because they want to.
Happy Tears wild card. What is or was your grandfather like?
So I'm named after my grandpa. My name is Alanna, and his name is Alan. And I don't specifically, like, I was in CEGEP when he passed away. But he was so, like, old school English. There was no TVs in the house. Like, he was from England, and he was very, like, strict. But it was so cool because I'm the only girl on my dad's side, and he just loved me so much. So it's like, what I think of my grandpa is probably so different than like what everyone else saw of my grandpa. But like, I got like his super soft side, and like that is so nice. And I think I also get that with my father too. It's like, he's a very like, you don't really get his soft side, but I do. So I think that's just such a blessing. But like, if someone else had described my grandpa, they'd probably be like, he's so strict and so this, and but like, I was allowed to, like, my first sip of Orange Crush, like my first sip of a soda was like with my grandpa, and like he always did like all these like little things for me. So I feel like I was so blessed to get a side of my grandpa that a lot of people didn't get.
Jade, I saw you react.
Yeah, my grandpa's name is Frank, or Francis, but people call him Frank since forever. He's quite the stubborn man, I'd say. He still is quite stubborn, but he's very, how can I say, like, adventurous. Like, he has, like, jumped out of an airplane parachuting at 85 years old.
Damn, go Frank.
I think get that a lot from him. Like, I'm very spontaneous and I'll go travel and all that stuff. Like, it's really my passion, and I think I got it from him. He's just like always up to something. Like, he's always doing
Incredible.
something. Yeah. And he goes line dancing like 3 times a week. He's like,
Yeah.
we were driving in his convertible. He got a nice convertible. And
Is Grandpa
He's like-
single? Is he looking for another?
well,
Damn,
sure
big
he's-
Grandpa.
You just went line dancing too.
Yeah, I just went line dancing too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, I can hit it with Grandpa.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, you know, Jade, like, I went to Patonk. I got 3 numbers that I could call them anytime and they'll be coming run. They'll come running. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Wow.
Griffey.
Well, maybe walking.
with the walkers.
Wait,
And he's like, I'm gonna call one up this afternoon and see what she's up with tonight. That's how he talks. He's just like, I'm like, all right, you do that, Grampy. You have fun.
How old is he now?
He's 85. Yeah. He
Wow.
jumped. Yeah. And like,
Goals.
Literally.
Yeah.
he's just quite a man. Like, people love
Sounds
him,
like-
but he can be something. Like, I told him I was going to Egypt on a solo trip, and he's like, when you going? I was like, I'll join you. I got some air miles to use up, and I'm gonna use them up. So he came to Egypt for 2 weeks. He was 83.
Wow.
Like, he's just
That's so
crazy.
special.
Yeah.
I love that. He
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
so adventurous.
very,
Like
yeah.
living life to well, you were saying that you lived life to the fullest the last time we
Yeah.
filmed, so yeah.
Yeah. He's just always
And what's his name?
Frank.
Frank.
Keep up. Come on.
Do you need a Red Bull?
Yeah.
I'm good, guys.
So that's Frank for you.
Frank. Alan. Cool. Leïla, do you have a grandpa story?
No, I don't.
No?
No, but I don't want to down the. But now I don't know my grandparents, so yeah, I don't, unfortunately.
For what reason?
On my father's side, I don't know my father, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, considering how he was apparently, but and on my mother's side, she cut tie really soon with her parents. So family was always just me and my mother, which was really cool as well, because when people say, "Oh, parents or family," I always picture just my mom and me, and nothing wrong with that. But yeah, no grandparents story for me. But I can say that my mother, now that I think about it, is quirky. Like,
Is
she's funny just being herself. So I guess I got that from her now that I think about it.
Quirky
But she-
girl. Quirky runs the
Yeah,
family.
but she's a very strong woman, and yeah, I admire her a lot. So
Wow.
sorry, I didn't want to down.
No, not at all.
It's just
Yeah,
real.
just another
Yeah, it's
way.
just real.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one funny thing is, like, I never missed having a father, weirdly, but I always wonder what it was like having one, like a father figure. Like, is it going to change something in me or my childhood or thing like that? I think I would have still be gay.
You'd probably be more gay.
Yeah,
If you had to hang out with a man.
yeah. At first I wonder. I was like, is it
It would
because
have
I don't
reinforced
have
it.
a
It would have
father?
reinforced
Or
it
is it
even.
because my stepfather is not necessarily a good person? Like, is it I have issues with father figures? Is it why I'm gay? And I was like, no, I'm really gay. Just being gay. I was born gay.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
wonder how it is to. Sometimes my friends said, "Oh, the big family dinner and things like that." So sometimes I just wonder how is it. Not in a sad way, but just in a nostalgic, curious way.
Oh, thanks for sharing that.
My pleasure.
I really didn't
Thanks
know
for
that.
asking.
Is there a version of yourself that you miss?
I miss the triathlete version of me that had discipline and focus and that had no time for BS or boys. And she got shit done. Yeah. So, like, when I get her back, because it's in the process, like, business, boom. F boys, bye. Body, yaddy, yaddy,
Yeah.
back.
Can
Yeah.
two things be true?
What do you mean? At once?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, specifically for you, you're saying that can you be disciplined, get shit done with romantic love and body yada
No.
yada?
No, I have a pattern of, I'm learning to balance, but I think this is why I'm the kind of person in a relationship that needs to have my own space and the other person in their own space. Because if we live in the same space, I get lost in that. I get lost into the gender roles of me wanting to nurture, to cook, to take care. I ain't got time for that shit. I need to take care of me. I need to get my dreams done for me. And everything else is extra. I love the people around me. I love, you know, my partner tremendously, but I have a better capacity of loving him where he is than if he was with me all the time. It just, I'm not that person. And I've finally come to terms with knowing that about myself, and I feel extremely empowered by that, but it's not the norm. And I don't really care. Yeah, it's what works for me. And I keep hearing everybody else complain about their man, and it's like, well, you know, maybe if he lived far away from you, you would enjoy him more. I'm just saying.
I have the same dynamic actually, because 3 years into my relationship, actually, in 2 days we celebrate our 50 years.
Wow,
Oh,
congrats.
congratulations.
But we decided after 3 years to move in together. You know, for various reasons. You know, it was something we wanted to do. We wanted to take the next step in our romantic journey. There's some financial benefits that are not to be discarded, and
Yeah.
which are definitely helpful.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the main driver. But yeah, 3 years in, we tried it, and it just brought about some challenges of just living on top of each other all the time, and realizing that that didn't quite work for us, and I made the decision to leave, knowing that, you know, after much discussion, it wasn't a quick decision, but it was a decision of maybe this just was not the right time for us. Not to say that it could never work, but right now I don't think it's the best formula for us. And he really struggled to see it in a positive way at first. He really saw it as a big failure, and for him it was a bit devastating. But, you know, 6 months into our new arrangement, he was the one sort of advocating even more for it. And it felt, like you said, like a very against the norm, but it felt also very grounding, very mature, just to be like, we found a formula that actually works for us.
Yeah, and that's the whole point, right? Like, I really believe that when you truly, really love someone, first of all, it has to start with you, because then you can exude love, but you don't want to get lost in loving someone else more than you love yourself, ever. And I'm speaking from experience. And I think that when you're very comfortable with who you are and what you want for yourself, it's going to become so much easier to be able to show up for someone else that you actually love, and also want to help them show up for themselves. So he has his dreams, he has his things that he wants to go after. Who the hell am I to stand in the way of that? But also, I ask for the same thing back. So I think like that works, you know, and we might be onto something. Maybe the divorce rates would go down. I'm just saying, like.
I heard that the more and more people are living separately, like couple, and I do feel like it's a good thing, because you are not born to live or to sleep every day on the same bed with another person, you know. So it does make sense when you think about it. Like, you can live separately if you want, but I really love what you said about it's an arrangement. It's not like something forced, or it's like an agreement between the two of you. So I always said to my partner, my previous one, that ideally, if I could have a lot of money, I would have like a house with my own room. So if I want to sleep alone, or if I want to spend all day alone, I will go to my own room, and she will have her own room, and we will have common rooms. But at least we will have one separate room just for us, because I feel like it's important just to be grounded with, like, it's for no one, it's just for me, and you need it, just a place for yourself. So
I know people that grew up in big families, they would often say the bathroom was their escape. Like it was like they would take a little extra time in the bathroom, a little longer shower, like just because it was like the only sacred space to be alone. I don't know if anyone watching can relate to that, but I've heard it from a few friends, so I think it's a really good thing. Yeah. All right, next question. What's a family tradition you want to carry forward?
Going to concerts with my parents. I actually found out, so my parents are divorced, but I was talking to my mom this morning, and she said that the first time her and my dad kissed was at the Jazz Fest. And every year I go to the Jazz Fest with like both my parents. Like this year we didn't, but like they both individually went. And like a lot of my relationship with my parents has always been music and like going to music shows. Like my mom and I saw Bob Dylan together. My dad and I have seen so many like Pink Floyd cover bands together, and like my dad's always at concerts. So I think like that tradition of like the way I hang out with my parents is like through music. I definitely want to carry it forward.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I'm always jealous of people that have like, that like grew up in a certain city and also like continue to live with it and continue to build new memories in the same places. I like always get a little like nostalgic for like wishing. You know, it's cool that you get to experience Jazz Fest and be like, oh my god, my parents kissed here for the rest of
Yeah, I literally commented today. I was like, wait, that's so cute. I forget that there were like moments where my parents liked each other. You know, like it's just shocking because I don't remember many of them.
Jade?
Yeah, I have. Well, we lost it because we lost two very important people in our family, which they were doing that tradition where we would have these family suppers every week. Usually it would be a Sunday, and it was very traditional Beaulieu family, which is my mom's side, where it'd be like mashed potatoes, green beans, and turkey, or like some sort of meat like chicken and all that stuff. And it was always the same thing with cranberry sauce.
Oh my god, like the stuffing? Or
No,
I was
not
thinking
the
like
stuffing.
turkey stuffing.
Like,
No.
Yeah, but like the cranberry jam thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Wait, you
it
had
was.
Christmas dinner every Sunday.
Every Sunday, literally. That's what I was thinking. I was like, wait, I know this one.
But it was always that kind of version. It was just potatoes,
Damn.
beans, and like a protein. Like
No wonder you hate potatoes.
Yeah, no wonder.
It must be that it was
Must be that
bland.
rough.
No salt, no pepper, not
Oh,
even
yeah.
a spice in there, not even a speckle.
No paprika.
Anyways, so and yeah, so I hope to continue that with my brother actually, because he loves to cook and we both love to eat. And actually when my mom was sick and my brother and I, we had to be her caregiver at that time, my mom couldn't actually eat. She had a tube in her so that she could eat at night. Our tradition continued. We kind of like my brother and I, we would eat every night, a traditional like having supper together, a meal together, and sometimes with my mom if she felt up to it. And of course, like seeing food can kind of make her sad, you know. But she would join us at the table, and we would just like eat. And I think that's a tradition I really want to carry on later. Yeah, just eat as a group, as a family.
Yeah. We used to do that too when I was growing up, and it's so nice to have just that like consistency of like, even if like you're not always looking forward to every week, but just knowing that they're gonna be there around the table like every week. Have these little brief moments of connection before the new week starts. It's really special. Yeah. So when are you gonna plan the next one?
I don't know. I rarely go back to Donnacona, the place where I'm from. Whenever I go down, my brother and I, we always have a meal together, because he always, when I tell him, I say, oh, I'm coming down these 2 days, he's like, okay, we're gonna have supper.
Do you ever feel like a burden to others?
Awkward.
Who wants to start?
I think I connect with what you said earlier about not being able to cry in front of people. When I do have those moments, it's like, I know you mentioned like you call and like you're happy that people pick up, but I won't even allow for me to call because I'm so scared of them not picking up. And then, you know, because like they're busy, they have their lives, and it's like, I just don't want to bother. And then I did call the suicide prevention line once because I was teetering on the edge mentally. And even them, I felt like I was a burden. You know, I just felt like so stupid in dealing with those kinds of emotions. But then they let me know that that's actually like perfectly fine and that I had done the right thing. And so I think that was my first experience in actually having a complete stranger, which felt more comfortable to me than calling on anyone I knew. Because there was no kind of attachment or anything like that. By the time I hung up, I was really like, ugh, so over it. Like, not really, but it was just kind of like shaking it off and trying not to feel bad about the whole situation. But I was happy that they were there, and it gave me a whole different appreciation for those resources and for the people that are actually trained to be able to handle those calls. And I'm sure that my call was nowhere close to, in my humble opinion, I might be minimizing what I was going through, but I tend to do that. But I'm sure there's worse cases, you know, so I'm definitely minimizing for sure. But yeah, I don't allow for much vulnerability. I'm learning that a lot. Being in this group definitely helps. I mean, you've been she's Leïla, Jade, MJ, like you also like have been like I'm MJ. But
Everyone here but Alanna.
It's the first time we filmed together, that's why, so I'm getting to know
That's
her
okay,
too.
I am proud to represent MJ.
Yes. But I've been
voice.
able to connect and just kind of like, I don't know, there was a few things that we connected on, and you know, like this week I shocked myself in telling her that I was overwhelmed with certain things, and I kind of just let it be, because I feel like this cast is conscious of all these things, so we can show up for each other in very gentle ways without being too far in or too far out. Just, I'm there if you need me. And yeah, I didn't get to say thank you like in person, so yeah. And something I learned about, I love the way that she responds, because she takes her time to respond.
Yes, Leïla is a great DMer.
Oh wait, I thought that was the
So
worst.
much.
So
gotta
ladies,
start
hit up
DMing you.
DM. For the ladies who heard that, hit up the DM.
She's more generous than ChatGPT, I will say that.
She will not respond right away. She will respond and sit with it and come back with you with something consistent. And it's so refreshing.
What do you mean, an emoji's not the same?
A reaction of the.
I'm sad.
No, I love all of those.
I'm teasing.
I love all of those too, but I just feel like when you express vulnerability, you know, luckily I'm not one of those people that need like an immediate answer. So
Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
yeah, I'm learning to lighten the load a little bit, slowly but surely.
I'm hugging you.
Air hugs.
Is there something you haven't shared that you would like to?
I just got broken up 2 days ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
And with the guy with the made the ringtone?
No.
Oh.
But yeah, that's been heavy. And soul has been there.
No.
And it's been I don't keep things in me a lot. I like to tell people because it'll just show on my face. But yeah, and it was a year and a half of a lot of struggling, but like I told Soul, and I'm like, I feel relieved that that's over. But yeah, like that is why, like, maybe today I'm not I'm not at the same level like as everyone, but I'm very relieved and very glad that I took the decision to let go of that. But it brings a lot of emotions, like you can tell, and
Feel the feels.
Yeah,
I think it's important. Yeah. And then channel your inner
Yeah.
Frank. That's what we need to do right now. Channel your inner Frank.
Get your summer girls.
Yeah, because when you ask the question, when you feel most, what is the memory you felt most loved, and I didn't answer, and I don't think I would have had an answer at this moment. Like I was just like, I would have probably started bawling.
It's so
Like,
fresh.
Yeah. I'm already feeling so much like relief and so much weight off of me, which is a great feeling.
The transition is always a little bit staticky.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's just the habits.
Yeah.
The habits really that affect my day to day.
If the big emotion that you're feeling, what is it coming from for you right now?
I feel like I left that environment not feeling understood. And that, like, his image of me, which is not my responsibility, but it feels a little distorted the way he views me, and I'm like, I just find that unfortunate and that it left that way.
I think the right people will see you as you see yourself.
Yeah.
Because it means you're showing like every version of yourself you want to.
Yeah.
And like who you see yourself as, you will like be that person with the right people.
And maybe the dust needs to settle
Yeah.
before he can actually see
Yeah.
who you truly are.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, is how you view yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The fact that
That's
you
the
know
most
it's
yeah.
a distorted
Yeah.
view means you know who you are.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to trust what
Yeah.
you feel about yourself.
Yeah,
You
you're
got
right.
this.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
You're on the right path. If you're putting
Yeah,
yourself
yeah.
first,
Yeah.
that's what matters.
I just always tell myself, I'm like, every time this fails, I'm like, I just gotta start dating women. Like, I need to go back to dating
You're
women.
in the right
Like, we
space.
just need to.
They're just as complicated.
But yeah, I'm just
We
like,
can
Well,
support you,
I'm
we can
born a
support
lesbian, I'm bi, but I'm like, girl, I think.
If there was a cast that could convert you, it's the Ripple cast.
I want to say that my, since Ripple, my ads on Instagram, I screenshotted one. I have to show you guys. It's all been like these gay t-shirts. I love it. Yeah. It's just like all like gay quotes on t-shirts.
They're
Which is
listening.
so funny. It's all
Good way to
I
show.
love that that's what Instagram is hearing from me now.
It's so funny.
I'm gonna recommend an artist to listen to.
Yeah.
Who?
Her name is Queen Herbie.
Oh, I think I've heard
Queen
of
Herbie.
Ooh.
When I went through my last breakup, that was like
She's like empowering.
traumatizing. She reminded me who the F I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I'm glad that you have Soul to like
Yeah.
bounce things off.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, this weekend it was, we had two big markets, and
Yeah.
Soul was there on Saturday and
Yeah.
on Sunday, and Sunday was rough, but like emotionally, so
Yeah.
it was nice to have Soul.
And I feel like Soul is the type of person to be like, what do you need?
Yeah,
no,
she
but
definitely
here's
was
the
like
thing.
that.
Do you just want to talk shit?
Yeah, what you need, girl?
Or do you
I will
want,
support
do you want
you.
advice? Do you want me to just hug ya? Oh god, this is a hard one to follow up. Is there
Oh no.
Let it rip.
Oh,
Let it rip.
Advantage.
is there a relationship that you wish you had navigated differently in hindsight?
Oh.
We'll talk about a little bit about the ex. I don't like to say my because it implies there is a relationship or a link, and there is not anymore. So yeah, I think cut ties. No, but because we are different persons, so the version of her that I know doesn't exist, and she doesn't know me anymore. So that's why also. Yeah, I like that. I like symbolism. Oh, sorry, I touched your hand.
No, that's okay.
Wow,
That's
you
okay.
have long
I'm
arms.
trying
Just trying to connect.
I think I would. C'était quoi la question? I would have reacted differently.
A relationship
Yeah.
you.
We should
Yeah.
navigate it differently.
I navigated for myself, yes, because what I learned in my first relationship is that I could hurt other. What I learned in my last relationship is I could hurt myself, and I would have wished to navigate it more clearly, having my own priority and my own how to say that, my own priority in mind rather than the other, because in hindsight, of course, with clarity you gain a lot of information on the relationship, and my therapist helped me a lot, but I quickly realized that I didn't respected myself or didn't respected my boundaries or voice myself, and so the relationship was ultimately not compatible from the get-go, and I needed to go through that for sure to realize that now, and hopefully not do the same thing in the other one. But yeah, navigate it differently because I realized that, and I think I told you that, so I don't know if it resonated to you, because I didn't know what you were going through, but I told Jade when we met for the photo shoot, I think, I told her a little bit with the ex, and I told her that in hindsight I realized that I was on a car driving to a wall, but what I realized in hindsight is I was the one driving the car from the get-go. I like symbolism as well, so yeah, navigated through it knowing that okay, I was going through a wall and decided to just stop the car and go on foot and hopefully jump onto another car, but I don't know if it makes sense, but that's the way I would change it, like putting myself first and having the courage, a little bit like you mentioned earlier, to just say no, even if you're emotionally invested, even if you're the Lulu, because I like to be the Lulu in my life, but just having the courage and the bravery to take the right decision for you, because as we said, when wrong person leave your life, right person come into your life. So
Poetic, like
thank you.
She's like a low-key poet.
High key.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I remember, if you don't mind me sharing part of the story, I remember when we first connected, you shared that this ex-romantic partner kind of gave you this ultimatum of, I'm gonna leave the country to explore another connection.
Oh wow.
Yes,
The picnic.
I remember.
And
Yes.
you ultimately said, okay.
Yes.
How would you have navigated that situation specifically by choosing you?
Oh, this is a good question, because I've reimagined this moment a lot since then, but yes, the way that it happened is like, of course she told me that and it was an ultimatum, and I was kind of proud of myself to the way I reacted, because I did not react it, I responded. I was like, okay, you're telling me that, but I'm not told for that, I need to process, I need to have time. And what I did was I went online and I searched, and that's where I discovered Esther Perel and her book on infidelity and things like that. So I tried to reflect and that's where I would have changed things. I tried to learn why and to put myself into a position, but the thing that I should have done is realizing that it was not for me, this situation, and so say no, rather than trying to change my own point of view or my mindset in order to find a common ground. And I do feel like it's important to have adaptability and flexibility in the relationship, whether it's romantic or friendship or things like that, but you also have to respect your own boundaries. And what I did, and I remember I asked myself, what am I able to supporter? What am I able to handle if she goes there? Because I have to find a way, because I want to keep this relationship, but it was really toxic. I should have just said, I'm not able to handle that at all, I'm not told, I'm trying but I can't. And rather than do that, I said, I'm not told, I cannot handle that, but I will, because I will fight for you and I will fight for us. And ultimately, I did the toxic thing because I was driving the car, of course, on my own life. I did the toxic thing of trying to change myself in order to show my worth to someone else, rather than just trusting myself and accepting who I am. And it was a big thing when we broke up, and I had this healing journey. It was trying to find the trust in myself, because I betrayed myself so much that I was not even sad that I was not with this person. I was not missing her anymore. It was just the reality that I betrayed myself, and I needed to find the relationship again with myself. And it's where spirituality came to play after that.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you. I hope I ramble a little bit.
No, you have to
No.
stop
Ramble
apologizing.
away. Yeah.
Do not
we want you to
apologize,
know.
queen.
You have to
Yeah, it's clear that you've learned a lot from that experience that you've carried forward. So
Yeah.
whoever's gonna date you next is gonna.
Yes, I'm
They
waiting
better
for my
come
partner.
prepared.
But if I can add really quickly, I just want to say, and I think it's universal, it was less the issue of knowing what is acceptable for me in terms of relationship, because I consider myself being pretty open. For me, I understand that monogamy is not the tradition in the human as a species or thing like that. But it was really what bothered me with that. It was a lack of consideration and the lack of being a team and being considered and being listened and understood in this moment. So sometimes we just realized, I was like, oh no, of course I don't want you to cheat on me and to say beforehand that you're going to cheat on me. Like, no. But behind that, it was more like, I want you to just care for me and just not betray me in this sense, like consider my feeling before taking action like that, rather than imposing something, if it makes sense.
It does.
Beautiful. So we ended on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hugs.
Thank you for listening.
Group hug.
Oh my god!
Two, three, go.
Rebellious.